Greetings everyone, please give a moment to make sure everything's set on up. Like Twitter is going. Oh. Thank you for the YouTube subscription. Welcome to the channel. The Dick is not going online. There we go, that should be going online. If Kit can't start up, oh well, it's usually I just get spam bots. I don't even know why I try to. Oh, actually I do know why. It's because since I pay for Restream.io, I can have up to 5 locations to stream to. And right now I have 4 sources I'm currently streaming to. Got Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble, the 3 very receptive audiences, though Rumble is a little bit on the quiet side. Then there's also Twitter, because I have spare spots and might as well try it. May help out in the future, I'm not sure. Never hurts to try with that. And of course, and also try to do Kick just to use the 5th slot I pay for. It's never worked out, you should just get spam bots. But yeah, looks like all my live streams are going. Time to activate the chat windows. And looks like everything's good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully I found a decent replay, at least a decent length. I drink over to my other hand. And I think everything's good to go. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Red Delhi Sultanate. We got 1 Puppy Paw. Spawn on the north side as the Cyan Chinese. We got L, Louis, MT. What's this? Okay, that's a lion. I don't know why. I couldn't recognize it from the back. Like, right now I was wondering if it's like a bobblehead or something of that sort from this angle. I couldn't realize what it was. I think that trophy there is facing the wrong direction. Shouldn't it be facing this way? Because that's where the default camera location's at? Sorry, I'm probably overthinking about it, but still. I don't feel entirely wrong. We of course have 2 deer deposits up north by Sun, those are close by, pretty good location. 2 gold deposits and 2 stone deposits here as well. That's a pretty good spot. Maybe with secondary towns center up, lock it down. Village fortresses would be quite good. This map does still have some good amount of large gold deposits here. And these number of berries right here as well, which is Delhi's, oh that's Chinese player I'm looking at. Delhi's one of course does get advanced berries, which he has both those berry deposits nice and safe with a deer deposit here. His other deer deposit spawned up in front, Imperial Academy now being established. He does have a couple tree deposits up front, so we'll find him some good natural coverage, plus a small one to the ends of the earth. Take that, Globetard. You can see the ends of the earth over there. And of course got Dome of the Faith being put on field, get some bargain bin scholars, as opposed to the Imperial Academy to give you access to Imperial officials. And let's see, what else is there on the map to note? Number of cliff faces, which you can break through by chopping down the trees. Take a bit of time to chop down all those trees. Now both players are aged on up. It's not common for Chinese players to go for fast Songdensi and or fast town center. Let's see what each player does. Got scholars. I think both players just maybe eyeing for the eco game. We do have 1 out of 4 Imperial officials. And we do have, yep, it's Delhi Sultan. He's just going for a blacksmith just to get that research going. And now we do have a stable being put on field. Red's eyeing this, stability in his life, and so is Cyan. Looks like when we see some Ghazi Raiders versus Horsemans. And something else to note as well, we do have a decent tree deposit here, so just on a tiny little bit of an opening there. Doesn't take too much to wall off, but does wall off this small gold deposit. And that's actuality, yep, the other counterpart, small gold deposit is way over there, which also a little bit larger openings here, but still pretty small to wall off. And Cyan has gone for some professional scouts, so he's going to clean up some venison on the side of the map. He will claim, let's see, there's currently 5 deers. Oh, nope, there's 6 deer there, so that's the only piece of venison he's obtained. A bit more difficult as it goes on. We got Ghazi Raiders here. The stable for the Chinese player was meant for these scouts, and he, of course, he has these 2 safe deer deposits here. So there's going to be no Song Dynasty just yet. Spearman would be perfectly fine versus the Ghazi Raider, but also Horsemen would do just fine as well. We got 2 Spearmans being trained on for Cyan, and the scouts bringing back some more, not bacon, but venison. And of course, in multiplayer, you can't pick up the bacon, the boar. In the campaign, however, you can pick up boar with professional scouts, though it's only really useful for a certain couple Mongol missions, in my opinion. There's a Mongol mission, it's like the second one, where there's a whole, like on top of a hillside, like 10 boar. I do also believe that, in my opinion, a professional scout could receive a bit of a buff. They should allow sheep carcasses to be picked up as well. So that's in. Oh, nice spear brace there. We'll stab the other one. Gets the stun. Takes out that one Ghazi Raider. And the spearman will go down. Spearman costs 80 resources, while Ghazi Raiders do cost 140. You have the hardened spearman upgrade as well. Hardened Spearman does increase the damage by 1, health by 10, and give them about +4 bonus damage versus cavalry. I'm not sure if it affects the bonus damage for elephants, but then again, if you're fighting Dark Age Spearmen against elephants, which are Castle Age at least, something went very wrong. We do now have the Barbican of the Sun, which is give him access to his Song Dynasty. Howdy, thank you. And seeing on your chatting from the YouTube live stream, you probably already know about, what was I have, like 850 Age of Empires forecasts? So I have plenty of backlog for you. If you want to somehow try to watch all that. I don't know if I can do anything special for a 1000th video. I'll have to find some extremely good replay. Cast it and hold it for another later patch, I don't know. We do have now the Ghazi Raiders backing off. There's just too many angry men with pointy sticks, as well as horsemen who also have pointy sticks. Got a decent number of archers here to help engage the spearmen, but there's a little bit too many horsemen right now. Deadly Sultan player needs got his own spearmen or more Ghazi Raiders. He has got 5 Ghazi Raiders in the field. Now he has his own professional scouts obtained, and now going to pick up the venison. Cyan's now pushing forward with a decent force here. Has some Zunch news deployed in the field as well. Of course, one of the few economic advantages that Deadly Sultan has, he allows him to capture secret sites early and get plus 25 income, which is actually very nice. It effectively gives you 3 villages worth of gold income, though it is contestable. Though Deadly Sultan does also have some advantages where their infantry units, all foot soldiers, can build walls. Now the House of Learning being researched by Deadly Sultan give access to 6 unique, powerful upgrades. I would say only about 4 of them powerful. The other 2 are sort of just meh. But still, it's very nice.
همینطور که بفرمودید.
Now the scholar now being engaged. Horsemen backing off from the Ghazi Raiders. He has 4 horsemen and a scout. And first of 4 Ghazi Raiders, so technically they will generally lose out the fight unless the scout takes some hits. Then he may be able to win. Some of you realize, well, I forgot to pull up my Twitch stream over there. Just had to bring that up. You have this sacred site decaptured, this sacred site decaptured. This one is currently captured, so we got +3 village income for the Delhi Sultan. Another economic advantage he does have is, of course, the free upgrades would take a long time, but it's honestly sort of hard to calculate that. I could actually take time and probably do the mathematical calculations of plus 15% income versus the research time. What's the true difference of that? But of course, players don't sometimes immediately go for the economic upgrades, so you tend to get them earlier for Delhi Sultan even though they take longer research. So that is economic benefit. It's just one hard to quantify. I can quantify it to a certain degree, but not to the maximum degree. And also, when it comes to degrees, Fahrenheit's better than Celsius. We do have a good number of archers here engaging some Zunchunus. Zunchunus are, of course, excellent versus archers. Ghazi has decided not to advance his way forward. He does have +1 range damage. He does have +1 range armor. So all that's equal and neutralizing itself out. Got a Lancer here, because he has gone for an earlier Castaway. Just one of the few things that he can get a bit of advantage on. It will take a bit of time for him to get any veteran research to get a bit of advantage there, so the Chinese player can just sort of stall out a little bit there. Spearmen still perfectly fine versus Lancers. Right now, Castaway's Man-at-Arms are probably a very good option, but he's gone for a stable archer composition, so Man-at-Arms are not really possible. He is also immediately going for the Pocky's upgrade, increase the range of archers and crossbowmen. Give enough time. Since Spearmen are getting hits, the horsemen will go down there. We do also have some crossbowmen being plotted by Red as well, which is actually not a good idea since he's not fighting against anything that require that crossbowmen. No heavy units Chinese for this age. Unless he wants to hit harder into horsemen with his range units, that will make a bit more sense. Since after all, archers will do currently just 6 damage. And horseman has currently 3 armor, so 3 damage, while crossbowmen hit for much harder, 11 minus 3, so 8. So if you need to get horsemen, that's better, but I think it's still generally better go for archers rather than crossbowmen at this current particular situation. Horsemen and lancers advancing, got a nice spear brace there. Also archers will get bonus damage versus spearmen. Lancer does go down there, thinks that spear brace. It'll take a little bit of time for the Chinese player to deploy out any heavy units as well, even getting age ups, which he does now obtain. Palace Guards do, of course, have lower armor, so archers still adequate versus them. Do now have the veteran Zunchunu upgrade, so he's going to be eyeing that. I also go for the veteran Spearmans. Imperial Examination being researched as well. Oh, Imperial Examination got nerfed rather than +40 to +80. Or 70 to 80, or 80 to 70. We do now have the Vatican Sun take some damage there. Lights, of course, taking a lot of use from the veteran Zunchunus. Maybe it would have been better to go for the Honed Blades to get +2 damage on his Lancers, as well as Man-at-Arms. Lancers charge away forward, Spearmen in the back line, so they weren't able to connect. Archers in just general move order, which will do just fine. We don't have veteran horsemen, nor will we. Of course, that's with our castle vision. The Chinese archers, or Delhi Sultan archers, are still perfectly fine. Scholar before, trying to claim that relic. Does gun down. Lance is still posing a bit of a problem. We need to see some Chinese crossbows. Starting to get some out now, but probably should have got them sooner. Sheeple does go down. Sheep does not stop the capture of Sacred Sites. Never thought I would had to figure that out, but apparently sheep do not stop captures or decaptures. I have to say that hasn't really come up all too often, or at all. And a bit of walls there, but a little bit going to nowhere. Maybe that's the Edge's vision, or explored region, not sure. Way too many Lancers there to deal with a single Spearman, but we'll take it out before it gains too much bonus damage there. Got some basic food collection technology for the Chinese player. And the other one has already claimed 3 relics and picked up a 4. The 5th is back here, so that's going to be in the hands of the Chinese. We do have some Nest of Bees being put up by the Chinese as well. So Nest of Bees and Spearmen would be quite nice. Palace Guard wouldn't be half bad to mix them in so they don't receive bonus damage from the archers. A lot of urbanized terrain there causing issues for both sides, it seems like. Does lose a villager there. Nest of Bees now pulled in the field, firing a volley onto the archers. Gets some damage there. Lancers back on off and push forward. Archers, in fact, getting some hits on in. The Zunchunese are, of course, very good versus light units, or lightly armored units, I should generally say. Of course, the veteran Zunchunu upgrade will increase the damage by 1, while the veteran archer upgrade does increase the damage by 2, the base damage. And now, of course, Zunchunus have only 4.5 range, and now these archers fighting against do have 5.5, so 1 range in total is somewhat important. And now we've got a War Elephant. War Elephants are classified as heavy cavalry, so crossbowmen will do some good work versus them. Right now we do have a nice mix of crossbowmen and spearmen. War Elephants, of course, there's the Mauthaus research, gives elephants plus 10% movement speed, which gets them a bit more of a sweet zone, so they keep mostly keep up with Man-at-Arms, go from 1 movement speed to 1.1, while Man-at-Arms move at 1.2. So, effectively putting the same speed, it makes this upgrade I see as an army mobility upgrade, rather than a combat movement speed upgrade. Red will keep hold of that single sacred site there. Wound Blades now being upgraded. I wonder if they updated so rather than be a weapon swap, it will actually, well, still do the weapon swap, but also apply show the +3 there while change the base damage. I do think it should do a +3 effect, then change base damage, so it's easy to convey that there's upgrade providing +3 damage. Nice push straight forward, nails one of the Nest of Bees. Spearmen push straight forward, getting some good damage, but they're getting in trouble for being stuck behind. Good Nest of Bee volley there on the archers. War Elephant getting stabbed quite severely, and would like to go down. Will fall back. Scholar does not heal it up in time. 2 Nest of Bees now firing away, getting some damage, but got some nice hitting them. Both of those Nest of Bees go down, so all 3 Nest of Bees do go down. Signs starting to fall in back. There's another Nest of Bee on the field. We do now have the veteran Gazi Ritter research. Against all these archers, Zunchunus will still be quite useful. We got the relic picked up by the Chinese. Give him a little bit extra golden come. And we got the Scholars trying to mend the Flushed Lancer. I think the Lancer just fall back, get healed on up, capture the Sacred Site. Plays probably too busy microing over here, which is perfectly fine. We do have the Palace Guard on the front field. And that 1 less armor really does make me feel the pain. Well, of course, that increased movement range also helps them move around the map, especially when it gets Yuan Dynasty. They just move almost fast as knights. Gazerta does go down. More nest of bees. Got a keeping establishment to the center of the map. I wonder, he probably does not have Village Fortress research. That, of course, allow him to start researching Village Fortress. Chinese player, of course, is Song Dynasty. Only has the one town center at the moment, looks like. Which means that Song Dynasty did provide a decent amount of villager production. Red did kill off 3, Simon's only killed off 1. But still results in, at this current time, Chinese player gained 12 extra villagers thanks to Song Dynasty. You now have Tower Elephant being researched, or being deployed in the field. Tower Elephants are neither heavy nor light, and they have a third range armor. Those collecting berries won't last too long. That's a lot of villagers there. Villagers going to be shanking some lancers. And those lancers will get stuck there. Spearmen engage as well. Some of the villagers will go down. We'll lose a number of villagers. I think 4. Right now the villagers do have textiles, so they have 75 health. I think on blades, those knights or lancers can reshot them. Local doggo will be gunned down as the ATF wanted. And red will start getting the last 6 side there. Going to get the 6 side countdown in his favor. By putting pressure on his opponent. We got multiple keeps in the field. And Village Fortress just got started queued on up. So you won't get any villager queues until that's completed. But red has called off a number of villagers there. And this site will be decaptured. Nothing here to stop these units. We also got a sign wall here. And soon to be gate. We do have a number of archers here, which is not going to be useful because the Lancer does not have too much health. 6 armor, so these archers will do 3 damage per bolt. Scholar gets on the sacred site there, focused down the Lancer, and was able to finish off the wounded Lancer. And now we've got a big sign force there. Remember as well, Barbican's Sun is just only a glorified outpost with the hand cannoneer slit. So it can't hold back an army, it can only hold back a handful of raiders. Red cannot bring back these villagers, there's no gate here. And the sheep can't let them in. And Sign, of course, has built some walls there. We do have now the boiling oil being reached by the Total Summit, so Village Force is now complete. So he has at least 2 more villager queues by the fortresses. And we got 6 Tower Elephants deployed out by the Deadly Summit player. Going for the 7th now. Tower Elephants are expensive, but they do have 2 excellent archers. Each Tower Elephant does cost 1,000 resources. I do believe elephants are generally very good for the population, but they're very expensive for what they do. And now they've got the Great Gatehouse here to help protect this gold deposit and this sacred site there. I also believe that they should always build a little bit extra wall segments there, so in case the villagers need to evacuate the region, they can simply hop on top of the wall segments. Which is something I don't see people do all too often. They try to build a minimum amount of stone walls there just so to get the Great Gatehouse going. I also do love how in the most recent patch, or somewhat recent patch, they made it so now the Great Gatehouse has 2 actual weapons on top of it. I love that aspect, making usage of owned entities. Like the Couple Euros 217 pounder. I just love this aspect. For those who don't know, I'm also a Couple Euros 2 mod maker, so I know this engine very, very well. You know how these archers advancing, they will find the Great Gatehouse. It is 2 nested bees and placements. The 16 burst attack is, I think, inaccurate. I think each one does provide 8 burst. And they still retain siege damage, which is very important, which means they can defend themselves against battering rams reasonably. Not perfectly, but reasonable enough. And I think as well, they can do similar things well when it comes to garrison villagers, garrison outposts, and all that sort as well. Let's go town center. There is a mark in Cup Heroes. There are markers to allow units to fire from back garrison vehicles. They apply the same markers to town centers. So rather than using arrows, they could simply have units that can garrison side, display themselves, and fire off arrows. Using also, they can use like crew entity actions and things of that sort, so they can use the same weapon. Is our academy now being born in field? And I do believe the garrison action, the hold action, is utilized by the tower elephants, since I think they're just simply archer models with markers at the back inside of a garrison hold action that will enable the garrison. All this stuff can be done in Cup Heroes too, so I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy to do in Age of Empires 4. We do now have the tower elephants push 4. His Academy does give access to gunpowder tower elephants. So lots of decent field, and these archers do have high base damage, so they will punch the armor of these Palace Guard quite easily. These guys are classified as range, so Nested Beast should do bonus damage versus them as well. The keep has taken some damage there. Granted, the bonus damage versus range is just +2. Since Mangonels or Nested Beast is a bit more of the journalist variant of the Mangonel. Can't continue firing away. They do have good base damage, but tower elephants can get very good range armor. I think they get up to 14. Something absurd. Of course, Chinese do get pyrotechnics, making their Cannoneer units very good. However, archers do have bonus damage for select gunpowder, and with Silk Bow, they're still able to outrange them, making them still effective counter. Red's keep has gone down. Red is also eyeing for a keep right there. Cyan has deployed out a good number of villagers there. Does want to put additional mining camp there to maximize the supervision effect. The other gold deposits in the map, so this is a priority target for both players. There's a small gold deposit in Red Sphere of Influence. We've got another gold deposit over here, soon to be in Cyan Sphere of Influence. Additionally, the trading post is here as well, so keeping the corner of the map here, the edge of the earth, the corners, one of the 4 corners of the earth, secured. He will have a good trade line in the future. Red has the same effect as well with the other corner of the map. It looks like the elephants are receiving a bit of healing there. Good damage there. Ah yes, the mosque provides healing aura, that's what it was. I was trying to think what it's causing it, but this forward mosque allows for forward healing for the elephants, which is very nice. Keep them by means pulling back elephants, basically like pulling back units of War Factory. Though I always wonder if people get that Command and Conquer reference. Something pretty much from Kane's Wrath. Not Age Reveler 3, mostly just Kane's Wrath pulling back units of the War Factory to get healed and up. I watched a lot of Green Zero. For those who know that YouTuber. Doesn't really cast too much anymore. I remember watching the crap out of Green Zero, Cybert, General's Gentleman. Of course, people don't cast forever. There's a time frame where I just stopped casting as well. But then I decided to start casting quite a bit again. And quite a bit more. I think it went from like 1,000 videos, now I have like 4,000 or 5,000 videos. It'd be a great day when I have more video subscribers than videos. And I'm saying for YouTube subscribers, not the Twitch follower term and subscriber term. Great Gatehouse is still here. Got the incendiary arrows from the elite archers. All going to see silk bows. He's going for serpent gunpowder first. There's silk bowstrings. Palace Guard here, engaged by some elite man-at-arms. Elite Palace Guard. We do have Battle Hardened Research. Of course, I got the Honed Blades in return. It does not provide the +3. It does so do a weapon swap there, so it improves 3 base damage. It doesn't mean much, Elite armor tactics still do percentage multiplier with the black stuff upgrades or without them. It's one of those things I just sort of wish that they did the +3 effect, and of course didn't change the model there. Just get a bit more readability. Palace Guard taking some damage there. +3 health or plus 30 health or +3 damage means they can take 3 divided by 10, 30 is 10. Granted, these guys who have the arm attacks, I think I just need to see what they look like when they're fully upgraded. I can't do offhand math like that right now. Too many variables, especially the variables yet to come. We've got some Armored Beast now being researched as well, granting plus 20% health for his War Elephants and +4 ranged armor. Scout being pursued. An outpost here, pretty much for spotting, not for villager garrison. Like I said beforehand, a small bit of walls there could be a great way to sword villagers. At least from guys who are going to try to punch them. Here comes elephants. Cannons do have a bit of bonus damage versus elephants. +62, so it's a okay counter. Not really a hard counter, honestly. After all, bombards and cannons and all that sort are still very expensive. So these are clock tower gun bombards, and you still got gunpowder to improve the damage. Or chemistry, that's the research.
保证完成指令。
Oh wait, can't the Chinese not research gunpowder? They're supposed to get that automatically? Where's one of their universities? Yeah, they can't. Yeah, China can't research chemistry, can they? They're supposed to get it automatically, but I don't see the plus damage in the case of it. Mosque has been destroyed there. Dismounts the scholars there, immediately healing each other up. After all, being inside a class building tends to be not good for one's health. Scholar gets smitten by the bombards. These units pushing forward, so I'm trying to get a forward keeper to decapture to help provide presence towards 6 right there. Nesby is firing away against the archers. Got a good number of backline cannoneers. Palace Guard is still a pretty good option, help resist the archer lack of bonus damage. But these tower elephants do have the crossbow upgrade, giving them +12 damage versus heavy, as well as increasing the base damage, making them excellent versus Palace Guard. So archer tower elephant is a powerful combination. Handful of Gauss Raiders push way forward, help engage the various backline units, such as cannons and hand cannons. Gauss Raiders are being cleaned on up. Got a big round of bombard fire on the elephants, so looking them off. Of course, got the keep here, and Chinese keep are pretty good since they have hand cannoneer emplacements rather than arrows. Bombard firing away, getting some good damage there on the keep. Red's going to fall back now. And do have now the additional barrels research, increasing the barrel. Okay, now it does 3 shots. I remember it was originally 1. Then I think when they redid the siege stuff, it got increased to 2. Apparently now it's 3. And what is that gate? Does that gate even work? Did that destroy the small, like, can't enter here wall? I have no idea. Got a big wave of lancers pushing on the flank. The villagers have breached the walls, and in order to escape out here, like I said, they can always escape the lancers. They can always just go on top of wall segments. And can hear some good numbers. We do have now lack of tower elephants by the Delhi Sultan player. But yeah, his Arc Enemy does not provide gunpowder elephants, it provides the food collection. I was getting that off the other one. My bad. We have a keep here, and the gold collection is being supervised. Chinese player may need to start eyeing for traders. Got a number of elite man-at-arms. At least some man-at-arms can be very nice if you go for the other Age 2 landmark. One of the best man-at-arms in the game last time I did my math. Spearman pushing forward does good damage. The Lance are going straight for the bombards. Looks like Red's just simply not going for any more Talcons until those bombards are gone. Good damage there on the Red's Hank-Cannoneers. Got a very good number of scholars here. They're trying to pay off their college tuition costs. As going to uni tends to drive up a lot of debt. Delhi Sultan GI Bill. Let's go with that. We do have now the Spearmen and Man-at-Arms or Palace Guard starting to get disintegrated for Cyan. Of course, there's nothing much here to threaten Cyan's keep here. Bowling Oil just got completed. Now got a red bombard here. Keep slowly taking some damage there. Cyan's Hank-Cannoneers is not too large number, and now got the Palace Guard straight forward. Some of those scholars getting killed off. Because they're about as effective as combat as modern day university people of university debt. We do have a number of those siege ups going down. Cyan does back off the size wall. Does still have some gold income. Not too much gold remaining though. And he did not go for the final gold upgrade, which improves the drop-off rate, making your gold even more effective. Not collection rate, drop-off rate, so you collect up more gold from the deposits. Granted, it is a bit expensive side. Sounds good for a good number of Hand-Cannoneers, but will be countered out by the archers. Palace Guard straight forward. Not too... there's a decent amount of Hand-Cannoneers by Red. Cyan's having trouble maxing. In fact, far from it. He has Growth from Nesabis. He has Pitiful Mount on the field. Red has a massive Forks on the field. Red's starting to run away with the game. At this point in time, he may just outright win. Looks like Red may need to get out some forward siege weapons. Wait, he doesn't have siege engineers. He never queued up siege engineers? Or this could be just a replay bug since I probably have Cyan selected. No, looks like Red never researched siege engineers, and Cyan has back to the game. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Oops, not restart. Quit match. And let's find another player. I think I need to start selecting more, try to get a bit more mix of players rather than try and go through one player and find a good number of replays. I think I need to start going through a mix of players so I start casting other people, because I think I've been most just casting a couple players since their replays are open and they're on top of the leaderboards. So that's something I need to fix. So I'm going to just try this stream, just go for one replay per person I'm looking up. Try to find the best one there, assuming they meet my minimum standard of 25 minutes. That's the ideal amount or minimum I want to try to find. So I think longer games are better because it gives more play and counterplay, or more play and counterplay demonstrated, rather than a short game where somebody's like, oh, I got a good rush, a game over, first 10 minutes. Okay, that's the minimum. We'll keep an eye on Solo Rank Gorge above custom, but that's the last one. And I don't do custom since I have trouble downloading the custom maps. I need to go sit down and try to download the custom maps, but usually the time I just fail. Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. So on the bottom left side as the green Mullions, we got Numidian. So on top right side as the blue Rus, we got Vortiex with a capital X. That double hunting cabin there, so it looks like I'm going to go for a passive gold generation along with the passive gold generation. When it comes to map generation, we do have the deer and boar next to each other with gold deposit here. That could be a great spot for a secondary town center. And let's see here, small gold deposit here, a little bit on 4, so harassable. Good number of deer here. We probably will see professional scouts by the Roost player, but it's not uncommon to see secondary town center instead. Of course, got a mining pit here by Blue. Or green. Did I say blue or green? Do have Pumbaa here. Of course, Malians are Islamic, so eating Pumbaa is haram. His Kuna Matata will not be disturbed this game. Green does find a very good number of sheeple there. Have 11 there. Hasn't dropped anything off. Ooh. This is not looking good for Blue. He is struggling with sheep, and sheep is actually a bit more important for the Roost since they also get a bit of gold from them. They have good sheep. We've got now the Golden Gate being employed in the field. Monster Quarry being deployed in the field as well. Howdy, thank you. I try my best. We do have a couple... Yeah, I did not find too many scouts. Oh wait, he had 2 scouts, so maybe that helped out. Thank you for the YouTube subscription, whoever you may be. I need to get a list to see all the recent YouTube subscribers. I need to figure that out. The problem is, by the time I sit down in stream and should do it, I just forget about it. Got a couple age ups there. We do now have the Blue Scout engaging the Green Scout, and the Green Scout engaging the Blue Scout. Roost player is going for professional scouts. And looks like Grange is going to be clicking up the deer like a normal person. Oh, then again, professional scouts more or less the default nowadays. Is that normal? What's normal now? Either way, Green will need to start eyeing for another mining pit. Of course, got this small gold here. Large gold deposit, I think, feels like the best spot because the also provides more surface area, which means more passive gold income. A small one down here next to boar and to deer. But this could be a good spot for a bit more fortifications because of the amount of stone here as well. We do now have a barracks being put up by Blue. This could be just spearmen for professional scouts to provide some protection there. And looks like Blue's going to take time and herd the deer deposit. And he's doing a good job at that. Green decides to just push the deer into the mill. And got the Warrior Scout upgrade. Making it easy win in Scout versus Scout. Scout backing on off. Bit of damage there onto the Scout, of course. Got now the Hardened Spearman. And looks like Blue's going to be picking up and delivering this venison to its new home. My stomach. We now have the Wooden Fortress going on up, which will provide the plus 20% wood drop-off. Very, very powerful. Plus, a little bit extra villager storage never hurts. In case there's some warrior scouts running around. Scout is down. Do know as well as warrior scouts do move at a slower pace than horsemen. But of course, they do move faster than scouts, so they can easily chase down opponent scouts. They're also still classified as scouts, so the scouts can still do bonus damage to them. And warrior scouts have absurdly high health regen, so you can actually repeatedly engage spearmen. Look at that health regen. Spearman getting some damage here. He can shrug off these blows, give enough time. Don't think he can take out this guy here. Good damage there. just trying to get a bit of distance there. Try to hit this scout here. Drops the piece of venison. Spearman straight forward, and maybe Green's just going to fall back a little bit there. Does have some archers here. Fall back to the archers. Let them take up the spearman. The resupply right now has 4 scouts in the field. This is... Nope, there's still more venison here. Drops off that piece of venison. And it looks like resupply is not going for any more spearmen at the moment. The spearman can actually just garrison the town center if he doesn't want to lose them to archers. High trade house now being established on this side. Can't say the best spot for it, but sometimes a safer spot is just generally better. And it looks like there's not enough space here. They have a couple stables going on up, and soon to be regular knights. He still has access to warrior, not warrior knights, early knights. If you ever have trouble with warrior scouts, do note warrior scouts in Age 2 do not have any bonus damage versus range. So they're not a counter to archers, and they have no inherent armor like horsemen. So archers are a counter to warrior scouts, but when they reach the castle age, they do get plus bonus damage versus ranged units. But they still don't get any inherent range armor, so making them pretty vulnerable to ranged arrows. Oh, got 2 pieces of venison left. One still walking around. The other one is lying on the ground. We do now have the early or regular knight upgrade. Modern player, it has enough gold to age on up, just needs a lot more, not too much more food. He has 11 cows. He has good food income could be a little bit higher. Let's see, he has 7 villagers on food. A lot of villagers on wood. Got now the warrior scouts engaging the knights. Knights, of course, have right now 4 armor. These warrior scouts have 7 damage, so they do 3 damage per strike against knights, so not great. Additionally, their attack speed is slower than horsemen at 2 rather than 1.75, while knights, of course, have regular attack speed for knights, 1.5. You now have some javelin throwers. Javelin throwers are good ranged units, and since they do have decent base damage, they do punch through armor a little bit, but this is still castle age knights. They're only going to do 4 damage per arrow against knights. Not great. This venison's down here, so blue could start trying to grab it. And we're just going to start torching down the mining pit there. Right now providing 144 gold per minute, a very good amount. Warrior Monk grabbing some relics, so that's the first one to be picked on up. Golden Gate has consumed all his charges. He's been selling off some resources to get some gold. Can't say exactly what resource he's been selling off. Probably food, maybe wood, probably not stone. Donzo gets some great damage there in that knight. And there goes the knight there to the javelin throwers. And as well, Hardened Donzo do have that javelin throw, which does do double damage versus cavalry. So you can't really try to skirmish around the Donzo. They will still do damage against your various mounted units. Grand Falani Corral being put on field, improving his cow income. And looks like bringing back some venison. They do move pretty slowly, so it'll take a bit of time to get back home. He still has a handful of sheep and a handful of deer. Not too much deer, probably. But he has plenty of food. He does not need to plow out any farms just yet. He can always also get some villaging berries as intermediary. Knights backing on off. Took a bit of damage there from town center among everything. Mining Pit is currently at full, or not full health. Oh, was that a replacement? Probably a replacement. I can't remember if he actually destroyed it. It wasn't probably didn't finished off. Dude, my mind's melted. We know our knights, a handful of spearmen, and mostly just archers. Veteran archer researching on the way. We now have the veteran javelin thrower and veteran Donzo. Knights charging way forward. Gets a good spear brace there and good connection. Handful of spearmen straight forward. Taking out the Donzo with his archers. Now to have the veteran Musafati warrior research. Oh no, that's veteran Sofas. Warrior monk backing on off. Golden vein or mining pit taking a little bit torch damage there. Nothing too significant at the moment. Mining camp now being built here. Just going to claim up that large gold deposit. We're now green has an army of 27 versus 49. Value is much in favor of blue as well. Each player is going for a very large number of archers, so gem throws would be very useful. Sofas would be a good way to hold back the knights. Gem throwers can get some good damage there on these regular knights. Right now they have 4 armor. The gem throwers at veteran have 10 damage. 6 damage, not a whole lot though. We do now have the imported armor being researched. Scout does go down. Looks like multiple. Notice these scouts just simply drop off the venison. And blue could just simply pass those scouts or sheep back home. A very good number of javelin throwers here. Some horsemen wouldn't be half bad for the Roost player. I don't know. Does he have Warrior's Fortitude yet? No, he does not. Going for some research as well. It looks like the boar is being obtained. Very nice. Only 5 villagers on it because of the poor placement of the hunting cabin. Or very good. There's an argument for both. So the other 3 villagers are going to be collecting that gold. That's why he's actually collecting the gold deposit, because these 3 were supposed to help collect the boar. But the boar had to die in a most inconvenient spot. On your front doorstep. Scout is down, not big surprise. Got veteran spearman research on the way for the Roost player. Good number of Sofas in the field. Starting to engage as well. Archer's trying to engage Donzo. Nice trying to engage the Sofas. Got some Mooseman arms being put on the field, which will be a good journalist unit right now. Not too many Roost Spearmen. Got some nice Saint's Blessings active. Increase armor and damage. Archer's not being affected by it though. Looks like most of the Donzo have gone down, but we've got some more reinforcing Donzo. Looks like overall blue will lose the fight. Some of these units quite wounded, so falling back to a warrior monk to get healed up would be very nice. Right now, blue has an army of 38, slight value in favor as well. Green has a higher destroyed value, so green's doing a great job this game. Blue's now researching Boyar's Fortitude, something our researchers probably should have gone for a bit of time ago. That plus extra health is incredibly powerful, plus 25 health. Some of these Donzos are going on down. Got some spring golden placements upgraded. Nice charging way forward, get some damage there. Got more spearmen push way forward. Oh yeah, I forgot they got the model changed to an axe, which is I absolutely hate. Since they stab with the axe. And not to mention the model doesn't portray a long reach. One few changes for these units I absolutely hate. I can understand if they're going to try to give them upgrades, upgrade them to axe as a visual upgrade. That'll make a bit more sense and perhaps change the animation while at it to a different set of animation. But right now, I hate this. They stab with an axe. I absolutely hate it. I thought the militia men were bad, but these are even worse animations. Take a site captured on up. Use player has also got his maxed out trade bounties as well. And still cleaning up some of the sheep and or venison. So we've got some idle villagers there having trouble retargeting to the next item. We have some berries being collected up here as well. And this wood is almost completely cleaned on up. You can see there the spear brace with the axe looks so stupid. Now got the Musfati Warriors engaging. Musfati Warriors will beat Spear in 1v1 combat. They are vulnerable to Archer fire though. So the Resparers should still continue to build out archers. You have a number of javelins to gauge those archers. And also the Respire will be overall falling back. Got quite a bit of Saint's Blessings there. Number of crossbows firing away. More Saint's Blessing there, gaining both damage and armor. I really think people should, the Roost players should try to mix in some more warrior monks in their compositions. That Saint's Blessing can be very nice. Oh, got some knights here engaging these villagers. No textiles. Does have +1 melee armor, so they will withstand one hit from the Roost Knights, who are currently at 25 damage. Right now, the Roost player has claimed every single relic as well, which is very nice for blue. Oops. Just finish off my drink and knock it over immediately. Luckily it was empty. Boomba has been fully obtained. Respawn needs to start getting some secondary farm economies going. Got these sofas pushed way forward, being pursued some by spearmen. Questionably spearmen. Musfati warriors engaging the spearmen. there is a number of hunting cabins here. They looks like providing some gold income, keyboard and some, though that one say providing 18, which is not bad. I also think one thing that could be quite a good buff for Roost is simply a quality life change. So for us engaging Loose Fighting Warriors as well. One thing I would like to see is if the Roost player had a tree count of how many trees are currently claimed by hunting cabins and all that sort. A good way to notify show players, hey, you can get this many more hunting cabins in the field to increase your gold income. It will do nothing for balance change, just simply a quality life change, which I think would be a buff to help incentivize or remind players to build hunting cabins. Also, I think hunting cabins, they're quite expensive. They cost a little bit more than a food drop-off, 100. I think they could be buffed and where they provide +5 population. Just make it so 100 wood seems just a little bit too much for what they do. I think +5 population could be a great way to buff them. Or maybe just maybe +2, something small. Either way, you do now have these forces engaging. Spearmen trying to get some hits there on the archers. Knights in the background. So overall, Green's army is fully surrounded. Green's starting to fall back now. Has Army 61 field with a lot less quality since opponent does a good number of high quality knights in the field. Got a good number of spearmen engage the Sofa. Knights engage the archers. Sofa's starting to fall back. Most of the warrior scout or warrior monk does go down. Nice spear brace there from the questionable spears. Let's say I don't believe those spears' identities when I see them. More of these Sofas going down. Looks like Blues overall are starting to take a pretty handy win in some of these engagements. Though right now the value kill is only slightly better for Blue, only by 1,000. Nothing too significant at the moment. He's trying to re-max out as quickly as can. He has 6 villagers for 76. Both players have a decent amount of passive income. Right now it's 1871. So what, 3,500 versus... I think their economies are quite similar. Grand Blue does also... Oh, and Green does back the game there. I was going to say Blues actually had all 5 relics. This is still very important. As Angry saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay. Let's go find another player. Do you have visible replays? Is this the right player? Yes. 31st, so that is from today. Team rank, solo rank, 25th. What day of the week was 25th? Sunday. But when we get to 24th, I may have looked over this replay, then 23rd gets the other previous week replays. I may have already done those ones. So on to the next player. We got some replays here. Let's find any good replays. Keep an eye on this one. 23 minutes, a little bit short. 19's too short. 13 too short. Perfect. 4 minutes. 22. 37 seconds. More excellent. 25 too short for the customs, and then just not there. So let's go ahead and do this one here. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Magenta Ottomans, we got Liquid Demu. Spawn on the right side as the Cyan Japanese, we got Floto Water Oto. Or Flotter Otter. Flotter Otto. There we go, that's probably how to say it. When it comes to this map, the wood's a little bit more sparse this map. Lots of tiny gold deposits have 1,600 rather than the standard 4,000 or 8,000. There is a large central gold deposit here. This could be a very contestable or highly sought after gold deposit. There's also small little gold and stone here for a bit of a consolation prize as well. This map does also have a decent amount of food on the side. I like maps with good amount of food. It feels better to play maps with good amount of food on the field. Warrants not turtling. Rewards not turtling. Of course, the Japanese does have a wheelbarrow berry collection upgrade, so you can get some good berries. Well, the Ottomans do not, even though they're Islamic, they don't have the advanced berry collection. But Twin Minaret Minares may be a good alternative, give them 4 effective villager income of food. At a rate higher than 4, that is a good amount of deer there by Magenta. That is a very good amount of deer. How much, or not deer, sheep. How much did Cyan find? Not a whole lot, so that is a sizable advantage by Magenta having all of this sheeple. It may be a good idea not to go for Anatolian Hills, though plus 50% mining speed is quite nice, and plus 10 sheep gives you even more sheep. I can see argument not going for Anatolian Hills with this many sheeple. Military school now being established, very nice. And of course we'll go for a meeting to Sipahi. Outpost established. Decent amount of venison there. Even though sheep are quite good, venison is better. In fact, look at this. There's 12 deer. Actually, no. Wait, 13 deer? Oh, these deer deposits are not the standard plus 7 deer. They're 10 deer deposits. So the 3 deer small deposits plus the 10 deer deposits means there's 13 deer here. Oh dear, that's a lot of deer. The very rare extra large deer deposit. Usually come in groups of 3, the small ones, or 7, occasionally 5, rarely ever 10. We do now have an arrow slit upgrade being pulled up by Cyan right here. Let's go and try to herd these deer back home. Does find a handful of sheeple. There was a small deer deposit, and of course for the Japanese, their farmhouses and houses are the same structure. So, getting a forward farm like this going to be only useful for a handful of deer, but still at least a house. Sipahi now being employed on the field. Of course, the first Vizier point almost available for Magenta. What would you guys go for? And it does go for the Imams. Give them 2 Imams and also give them an AoE heal, which can be quite nice. Pull back the wounded Sipahi. Back to the Imams, get healed up and send them forward once again. Now the floating gates being employed on the field. So we got a fast castle for a Japanese player. Probably gonna immediately put that Yoshiro into a stable. Though currently has no military production structures on the field. So probably push right forward. We'll find the town center firing away. Cyan does spot the Fortitude, activates the Fortitude ability, does spot the floating gates. These good hits there on those villagers. Bit of damage there. Hopefully it's E-Moms in a forward position, but they may be next, trying to be next to Relics to playing them up quickly enough. Spotlight push way forward. Villagers trying to get inside the town center. Got 8 barracks here. Pawn going for some spearmans. They need to probably just fall back to the E-Moms, get healed up. We do now have the Mehed Imperial Armory to get access to 3 siege weapons. Yeah, probably just peel back some of these Sipahi individually, I would say. And does play Yoshiro meeting the barracks. He's trying to go for Ono Bugishas rather than Samurai or Spearmen. The wolf scores a kill. I was not paying attention to that. It was that wounded. Nice. The wolf does do 3 damage, and some of these guys had 3 health and no armor. Wolf scores a kill. So that wolf's going to be eating quite well today. Wolf taking some bites there on the Meter. Already had increased attack speed active. We've got +1 melee damage being reached by the Japanese player as well. And give me more. I need to pull up my live stream over here just in case some messages get blocked and all that sort. We do have, looks like some Oni Bugishas, as well as a couple of Spearmen who are not even hardened Spearmen at the moment. Veteran Sipahi research almost complete. We also got some Spring Golds being pulled up by the Mehed Imperial Armory. I really think the Mehed Imperial Armory Spring Golds need a production per time increase. I think they get built far too quickly. They have like half production time as a Mangonel. Two Vizier points are... No, that's just 2 in total. My bad. Does go for the extra military school, which is quite understandable. Might as well, Oni Bugishas do have more move speed. They have a staggering 5 move speed. Spearmen have normal movement speed. They also are just regular Dark Age Spearmen. Kills off the wolf that had already claimed to kill the Sipahi, you monster. It was on your side. You're just running up for head pats. Oni Bugishas engagement. That was loud. Was it because I was zoomed in? That's why it was so loud? Jeez. You got some Lancers here. Lancers, of course, with their very high armor will be able to resist the Oni Bugishas. He does also have the Meter increased melee active there, giving 6 melee armor. Oni Bugishas right now have 8 damage. They do 2 damage per slice against the Lancers. We've seen the Oni Bugishas. You may want to prioritize melee armor for the first blacksmith research. And honestly, that Wololo really got scared of me. He's like, that was loud. We got a good number of Lancers with Veteran Supply, 2 Metros here, so he does have a backup. Spirit Brace there. These are hardened Spirits, so he got the upgrade onto them. The Lancers do quite well versus Spearmen in small numbers. We got more reinforced Spearmen there, getting some good damage on this Sipahi. The age up advantage, the attack level, is also very important as well. Hardened Spearmen can fight against Castle Age Knights, Lancers, and Spahi, but not great. They'll still be cost effective, don't get me wrong, but it's not a super great thing behind attack. He's going for more Spearmen and Oni Bugashas. The Japanese player is, of course, still in Castle Age. He went for Castle Age first, so I'm not sure why he has not researched the veteran Spearmen. I guess it's just lack of gold. Wait, does he not have... There's 5 villagers on gold. Oh yeah, the small gold deposit. I forgot how quickly the small gold deposits get collected on up. That's something just still having it's hard for me to wrap my head around. These small gold deposits, they go so quickly. That's why he's having trouble with gold, because there is none. This map also does lack trading posts, so factions that rely on good trades, so Mongols will be playing at a deficit. Yes, you can trade with your own town centers, but you get like a 25% trade reduction, is not great. But yeah, this map does not have a whole lot of gold, nor a whole lot of wood, just primarily a good amount of ample food. This map's probably better for trash units. Oni Bugashas are cheap on gold, so they should be adequate. But more expensive gold play is going to be a bit of an issue. Excuse me. Modern player does have enough gold age on up. The Japanese player, not so much. Does get a spear brace there. Good number of Lances and Spahi. Got quite a bit of force here. Got approximately 23 villagers, or not villagers, spearmen. And veteran spearmen now being researched. Of course, got the second side victory available for Magenta, which means, and there's only 2 second sides on this map. It does give them a decent amount of extra gold income. But still, right now, the Autumn player has 0 villagers on gold. Thank you. I mostly just observe. I don't really play at all anymore in Age of Empires 4. It's one of those things you just sort of have to slow down and read and try to analyze stuff over mathematical analyzing. Do now have a good number of spearmen here, getting some decent damage. And now this is quite a bit of force here. I can see why the Autumn players don't have Spahi. You can go for the Kinji system. These cavalry archers do cost wood rather than gold. And these villagers do manage to give on out. Lancers, as well as knights, have horrible vision radius, so their blind nature save those villagers. Before, Magenta does also have 4 relics here, which is actually very good. Seeing the lack of gold on the map, I think the Japanese player may try to age up the Castle Crow to get the trade shipments. So, well, of course, the Tenkashima Gunsmith does give you free gunpowder units, which is also a pretty good way to get gold, or gold units that cost gold. Bottom player usually go for the Istanbul Observatory, improving their free production speed, which could be a good way to get gold units. And the other one was the Sea Castle, which is effectively keep buff traders, which is probably not going to be a unit on the game. So probably that's stuff to go to the Istanbul Observatory. Oni Bugshaw's heading down south. Both second sides decaptured. That Shinto Priest will not capture it. The Autumn player is stockpiling a good number of free spring golds. I think the longer game goes on, the better the Autumn player would do if it's free unit production, but there's also Yoshiros. You can get a decent number of Yoshiros to provide gold income. The gold income is nerfed quite a bit, but I think that would be good to call. You, of course, will have to delete the barracks and the farmhouse there. I think he should go for less efficient gold income, lack of possible gold in that. Spearmen trying to engage. Nice pull on back. Does lose one lancer there. Number of spearmen go down. It looks like a good trade for Magenta. Although if you have to spend quite a bit of time with the imams, get healed on up. Oh, and that's not good. Metro does go down. Bit of a loss there. There's a force multiplier unit. Magenta needs to keep on running. Oh, took a lot of free damage there. Since Pahi go down, took a lot of damage there. Now Science Patrol forward here. Got a number of dead horsemen. The overall spearman composition has been very useful for the Japanese player, and Odu Bugushells just have high DPS. Able to rip through all these spring golds. Quite a bit of losses there. More spearman push forward. Spearman engaging over here. I think Magenta's more monotone composition is being a bit of an issue for him now. Man arms would have been great, and spring golds are nice and all, but he's just getting overrun by Oni Bugushells and spearmen. Does manage to save this spring gold there. These up those units here. Oni Bugushells is trying to open up this area. Got a number of archer rangers being established. We're going to try to transition to archer composition, which would be very good versus light infantry. Spearmen trying to push the way forward. Spring goes in good position there, firing away. It looks like Magenta will hold out. Actually, Magenta has a higher short barrel than Cyan, so I'm actually sort of surprised about that. And these imams gain some great healing there, and this AoE healing from this field work has been very useful. Has gotten 3 Vizier points. We're somehow now saying 0 rather than 2. Yavel. Do now have the Advanced Academy, improving the production speed of his military schools, of course. We can also allow him to deploy out Lancers and Janissaries from military schools. I'm still impartial towards mana arms at this moment, but Lancers could be quite nice. Archers also wouldn't be half bad at this moment as well. Janissaries are not bad either. Looks like just got a Forceless Pahi. Autumn players now aged him up, has a bit of gold for his various good upgrades. Elite Spahi, Elite Janissary, Trench Guns, Tithe Barn. Taking some slices there. These forces could try closing on in. Don't know if it's enough. I cannot tell engagement. I want to say sign one for number of spearmen, but when the elite upgrades pop out, it would be very hard to judge. We got a good number of spring golds here, so now it feels like a Magenta would definitely have a hard win. Spring golds, of course, good versus all of this. And got around Janissary's spawn field. From the Janissary companies, it's the Vizier point I hate the most, but I understand why people go for it. And we've got these Spahi engaging reinforcements, denying them. Very nice. They will take quite a bit of damage from the Spearmen, as well as the Oni Bugushells. There's the Elite Spahi. Any small engagement, it may be a good idea to go for Fortitude, since you will definitely get more DPS than you receive. Biology now being researched, not too much gold left over. does have 4 relics. It is good gold income. Good spear brace there. But I don't think there's enough spearmen here. Of course, there is a tech difference. Castle Age versus Imperial Age. And Sidon decides to back out of the game as well. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Please give a moment to utilize the restroom. I'll be right back. Apologies, I'm back. I'll just grab myself a drink. And yep, good win by the Ottoman. Probably a little bit more difficult map there since there's a lot less gold utilized, and the small gold deposits make you move around quite often. Let's see. Usually his replays are locked. Yep, they are locked. Of course, this is another one of his Smurfs. Let's see if this is locked. I guess this one? Maybe? Hidden either way. On next person. And also this last cast replays from him. And possible. Is this the right person? Yes, it is. Let's see. 20 minutes living short side. Too short. Awesome 3. That's sort of interesting. Hmm. 28 minutes. So keep an eye on this one. Sunken Lands. Let's just see if there's anything better. 30 minutes. And go a little bit farther back since I don't remember casting too many replays from him recently. So let's see. We got 30 minutes Order of the Dragon, Delhi's Sultanate. And up here we got Order of the Dragon versus Japanese. Since we did just the Japanese, let's do Delhi's Sultanate and Order of the Dragons. Plus it's also a little bit longer. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn bottom left side as the red Order of the Dragon. We got a foreign name, which that first symbol just looks like a building with a gong. Oops, I actually put on half speed rather than times 2 for early eco. Hopefully that's not just me. And it's on the top right side is the blue Delhi Sultanate. We've got Baltoon. When it comes to map generation, looks like blue's deer deposit spawn up north, but he is Islamic. He does have the improved berries. His other berry deposits, his large berry deposit is right there, which is not in a good position. Those small ones right here in a reasonable position. Boar is haram. Got stone down here, bit of gold here. Looks like his better expansion direction is on the right side of the 2 gold deposits. His natural stones, nope, that's his expansion stone. His natural stones right here. So it looks like he's going to have a rightward projection on the map if I would have to take a guess. Or the Dragon player does have a deer deposit next to a gold deposit. And down south we got deer, boar, bit of gold, and quite a bit of stone here. So itself has more resources, but you get the larger gold and deer pretty close by, and much closer by, to say the least. So both directions probably for him. So I would say both sides have not a great map generation. So they're on equal footing. Dome of the Faith now being deployed in the field versus the Akin Chapel. One provides plus 50% increased collection rate. And of course, we got Dome of the Faith, which gave you bargain bin scholars. Blue has obtained a good number of sheeple there. And so has red. Give me a moment to open my drink. There we go. Didn't do it too loud. And it's exploding. That sounds about right. It's like, okay. Did nice and quiet and it's exploding. A little bit of a mess, but nothing too significant. Luckily, modern sodas are not very sticky. Scout moving around. We do have professional scouts being researched by the Delhi Sultanate. Of course, all the research is free. And red sign for an early secondary town center. So no Palace of Swabia play. Or Fast Castle for Reganese Cathedral. So we got a relatively unusual Order of the Dragon standard expansion play. Weird. We do have now the Ghazi Raider push right forward, trying to hit this scout. Some Gilded Spearman will be very effective versus it. Scout falls on the back. And that these forces push forward. Professional Scout's still pretty far away. No one has one scout in the field either way, so he's not really eyeing professional scouts. We do have a single farm on field trying to make his food last longer. And right now, just the one village on gold. Two villages to be on gold, which also means only 2 defense arrows. Not great. Ghazi Raiders push forward and gets out of town center very easily. You now have a Gilded Horseman being deployed, has been deployed in the field right there. Offers 15 damage, 250 health versus the 135 health and 12 damage. For 2 attack speed versus standard horseman attack speed here. Scholar taking some damage there. Looks like he's just trying to pick off a Scholar to deny the second side capture. Ghazi Raiders push forward, may be able to save that Scholar. Gilded Horseman really wants that Scholar dead. Nice little move around there. Trying to swarm around. May does take out the Scholar there. Gilded Horseman may go down. Maybe just gonna have a garrison order. Yeah, it looks like he has a garrison order into that town center. And no combat sprint there. They have the same movement speed. And will manage to make back home to home base. The Gilded, or the Ghazi Raider does go down there as well. This gilded horseman does a bit of damage there. Of course, Order of the Dragon does not have access to Age 2 prelates like the Holy Roman Empire, so just wait till it's Age 3. Sacred Site up north being decaptured as well. Got a good number of these gilded horsemen. Got a gilded spearman on the build queue as well. Gilded horseman is trapped there and will go down. Nice little pick. Is effectively losing a knight's worth of value. And Red apparently has got a lot of destroyed value, 560. I suppose some of it is also inflated from the scholars it's calculating the scholars' full price and their discounted price. 135 gold as opposed to minus 55, which is what, 80? Though Red's doing a great job of raiding those scholars. Let's lose another gilded horseman there, lose an ungilded scout. And now the short value is quite similar. Gilded spearmen will easily go on down to all the gilded Ghazi Raiders. Does lose a Ghazi Raider there. Sacred sites are all being captured, or has been captured. This one's trying to be decaptured there. And right now, these small groups of gilded horsemen are simply not going to be enough to deal with all these Ghazi Raiders. Red means just need to get a good crew of spearmen and try to reclaim those sacred sites. But right now, his opponent is going for a decent number of archers, so maybe rather than go for gilded spearmen, just go for more gilded horsemen and be an equal fight, which is not necessarily a great idea. You want not to fight equally, you want to fight to win. And equal fights means you're going to equally come out in a bad situation. Good hits on that gilded spearman. This sacred site is being decaptured, but may or may not be actually decaptured. Two gilded horsemen up here, one ever so slightly damaged. Scout moving up north, trying to decapture the sacred site. New barrel research. Oh, we got the professional scouts completed and being utilized. Very nice. Got another House of Learning. Give access to 6 unique technologies. 4 of them good. I think 2 of them are not so great. Got some gilded spearmen here. This may be enough force. I can never calculate gilded units versus ungilded units, though a good number of these gilded horsemen are actually quite wounded, so maybe not. And I think that's also a big problem as well. It's hard to gauge who will win in fights between Order of the Dragon and not Order of the Dragon. Oh. Celestial has now aged on up. Sacred Site has been decaptured. This game shall continue. Scholar here. Scholar attempt to go for sacred for this relic there, but of course find a bunch of horsemen. Made the scholar extra holy, quite full of holes. We do now have a number of archers here, as well as some Ghazi Raiders. Got some Lance being put on the field. You may not have any timing attacks playing Deadly Sultan, but you can at least get some decent units out this age. Horsemen taking some damage there. Got a number of gilded spearmen to really aid in the fight, and does force him back at least. Lord Dragonfire almost on the Freeze's age on up. Probably should go the Bulgrov Paulus. Regni's Cathedral is good. If you get 4 relics, Bulgrov Paulus can provide you more value than the Regni's Cathedral if you constantly build from it. Bulgrov Paulus is being deployed on the field. Right now as well, Order of Dragon villagers are 20% more effective. More about the village count later. Okay, it does dancing around a little bit there, taking some damage from the town center. Nothing too significant though. Got Wool up there. Gilded Spearman will come off. Villagers unable to get inside the town center. Some of these dragon villagers may go down. They do have textiles. Gilded Spearman, Horseman before. There's Age up. Horse is still. Oh, we got from veteran archers there, but quickly winged on up. No veteran Ghazi Raiders just yet. They're still being researched. Some of these villagers may go down. Overguard Pulse for veteran spearmen being researched. The upgrade, I think, still costs the same. Yep, upgrade still appears to cost the same. These forces will be falling back. Right now, Blue has an army of 34 on the field versus 41. They have similar armory value, which Blue has a slight advantage. Bone Blades is almost completed, giving his Lancers and Man Arms plus 3 damage. There's a Veteran Ghazi Raider as well. Veteran Gilded Spearman research, but no Veteran Horseman just yet, nor being queued on up, not enough gold. We do now have the reinforced foundations, making air house into lightweight outposts. And we do also now have the Pocky's research, giving his archers increase and crossbow range plus 0.5 range. And it looks like Blue's grabbing more and more venison. That may be the last old piece there, so Blue did a good job of grabbing some. Red still claimed this piece of venison over here, but there's only one of them left. Horseman engaging the scout, does take it out. Villagers got some counted, of course not enough storage space there. Some villagers did go down. Red has a superior number of villagers as well as superior quality villagers. Add 20%. Let's just round it up to 33 and call 100 villagers versus 53. This is a massive economic difference. Blue may have 4 relics, Red has 1. But there is a massive economic advantage for the Order of the Dragon player. This is close to a, yeah. I'm going to round it to 100 villagers versus 54. That is critically different. So Red's economy is in very good shape. Do now have some gilded crossbow being deployed in the field. Lancers, however, here in good numbers. Blue has a larger force in the field. A good number of archers. A good number of gilded veteran spearmen. Maybe some man-at-arms would be half bad to mix on in. Man-at-arms are able to resist the archfire, and they'll do okay versus the lancers. See I hear a bit of spear brace here, locking down some of these lancers. Gilded horsemen trying to push forward. Some more of these archers going down, but they are going to be very good against these veteran gilded spearmen. There are some Order of the Gilded Crossbow in the field, but lagging a little bit behind. Nice spear or charge attack there. Spearmen I hear engaging. Our mass engagement looks like Blue's feels pumping engaged. The Hone Blade's going to be very useful, plus 3 damage, but he has no Blacksmith upgrades, and not really many queued on up as well. Red's force starting to quickly disintegrate. Got more force on the flank, but overall, Red did lose the fight. Got some of the short value, but the army value right now is quite abysmal. Trying to go for another outpost there for more villager storage space, looks like. Red's economy is in great shape, but his army is not. Blue Mason need to try to close up the game now. Archer's taking some hits here. Some of these villagers are going to go on down. Gilded Man Arms getting some hits here. More Gilded Man Arms supporting the field. Some lances starting going down. Archers can go down to the Gilded Man Arms and to Gilded Horsemen. Towns, the capital, of course, getting some decent damage here. But of course, he doesn't have everything plus damage, so these are not doing any additional damage. The Evolved Point does have plus 2 armor, so able to resist a decent amount of towns under fire. Got some idle villagers here. And we've got a pretty good culling of Red's villagers. Now they have equal village numbers, but of course, Order Dragon's still 28% more effective. But Blue does have a bit more economic upgrades. Red economy still should be better, but still not great. Not a massive advantage anymore, just a small advantage. Good number of man arms here. Got some Ghazi Raiders full in the field. All the 6 sites are captured still by Blue. And Blue just needs to keep up aggression for 8 more minutes, and then he will win the game. More Red villagers going down. Blue streaming more reinforcements, starting to rally up over here. Gilded Man Arms do have plus 2 ranged armor, so these archers are going to do 3 damage per shot. Keep firing away, being upgraded. Fortified outposts, probably a good idea. Not keep outposts. Left side, we do have this scout here being shanked by the villagers. We got the Tranquil Venue, giving us some health regen around mosques. Not critical, but I think it's just like one of the last resources you can get at the moment. Monk here will go down. He did interrupt the 6 site countdown for a little bit of time, but nothing too significant. Village Fortress not being researched by Blue. And we still got more villagers being called. Blue still effectively has almost twice the armor value than Red. Scout here being picked on off. More Lancers here. They'll just collect up stone, but they are going to go down pretty quickly. They're going to be cooked up stone, then going for the venison. Not venison, pork, swine. Decent number of Gilded Man Arms. Looks like these Knights getting some good damage there. More gold being obtained here. Lancers moving around.
به سر و سامان باشید پهلوانان.
Achtung, Notschuldenehre! Haltet euch und auf geht's!
Keep almost built, getting a pretty good hard point there. Got a number of gilded crossbowmen here, which should be pretty effective. Number of regular crossbowmen. Lancers coming for a nice little flank there, hitting the gilded crossbowmen. Archers come forward as well. Looks like Red's army will be cleaned up, but still got a good number of gilded men-arms engaging the archers. Problem is, the keep is still here, a good hard point. And if needed, if Luke gets overrun, he can always just throw some units inside the keep as well to get some extra arrows going. Got some gilded knights in important field, but I don't think Red can really afford them. Needs to split up the man-at-arms and the gilded knight. There you go, Blue did it for him. Blue does have decent destroy value and also picked up 3 relics.
کرده و نامک به کمان.
I'm not sure what he's doing with all the relics at the moment. Where are those scholars of relics? He's going to do some sort of push with relics? I'm just trying to figure out where those relic carriers are. There's another keep here. Red's trying to torch it down. I think Red will torch down the wall before the keep gets built. Blue has still those 3 relics picked on up, but where they're picked up, I'm not sure. That's just crossbowmen.
Gute Leistung meinerseits.
Tour ist das nun.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where those scholars are with the relics. Sorry. Wait. Oh, I know where the scholars are with the relics. They are garrisoned inside of one of these mosques, right? Yep, I think the relic carriers are garrisoned in the mosque, but it doesn't count as relics inside the mosque because they're in the hands of the scholars. I think that's what happened. I think they are. Oops. Yeah, I have a feeling he has 3 relic carriers inside the mosque, and of course he won't get any gold income from that. Well, each one they says 79 gold. Wait, yeah, that's just a bit of a bug there. So yeah, I can't tell you which mosques have monks with relics or scholars with relics, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. We now have an outpost being built there. We do have blue or red pushing forward, raiding some villagers. 6-out victory in 2 minutes. Trebuchet is now engaging.
اشی خوب زمان.
We do now have these Gilded Horsemen getting bashed in the head by the Ghazi Raiders. Now the site's aged on up. Red almost has enough gold to age on up. Needs a lot more food though. Try to line up basic palisade walls there. Red's just gonna need to try to end the game, prevent the Sacred Site victory. 1 minute remaining. You can always dogpile on a point, but that's getting to the point where it's iffy. Red does have a good number of villagers, but so far Blue has been doing a good job of nullifying that advantage. Blue has a higher destroyed value as well, which is very nice for him. And now we've got the big dog pile. It is paused the moment, but Blue's largely on top of the Sacred Site there, so it's a bit more difficult to maintain being on top of it. It's counted down right now. Red's not on top of the Sacred Site. And Blue gets a pretty good surround there. Horseman versus Ghazi Raider. And looks like it's going to favor Blue. Now it's saying the Ghazi Raiders engage all the gilded crossbowmen. Red's now on top of the Sacred Site there. Out of stone. Decides to put some villagers inside the keep, which is a good idea. No longer Sacred Site there. 15 seconds remaining. Number of Reds getting a little bit desperate, bringing some villagers. And Red does lose a game. That's Angerade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. I'm probably going to go and call the stream a little bit early. Right now, my voice is starting to fail, so